I am a professionally trained chef. I was a chef for over 10 years. It's a pretty intense job. I think the norm for most chefs is kind of working at 1,000,000 miles an hour, doing dozens of things at once. So possibly from the outside looking in, it might appear that you're working at 200%. I mean, I do have a great passion for making food for other people. I'd say more than just the food itself, it's probably that aspect of delivering something or serving someone. That's kind of the peak experience in cooking, is when the customer gets the food and they taste it, and the more that you pour out of yourself and the more of you put your skill and your expertise into it, I think the better the experience. Well, I think if you're going to do something, you should do it with all of your heart and with all of your might. That's what the scripture tells you to do it unto the Lord. So there's certainly enough motivation that just comes out of that scripture. Personally, it's been something that the Lord has been developing in me for a long time. Out of one of the 3G groups that I was in a number of years ago, I picked up a book by an old saint. His name's Brother Lawrence. He's a chef, funnily enough. And the book is just all about sort of capturing this attitude that Brother Lawrence had. Every day he would go into the kitchen and he would just commit himself moment to moment in communion to God and in relationship with God and in communicating with God and in worshiping God. And I remember reading that book and just being really caught up in the possibility that you could just have this constant, endless communion with God. And whilst I won't say that I'm definitely there yet, it's just something that I just felt like God calling, me to do, that, he wanted that sort of relationship with me. Picking up a towel is really just about what can you do for someone else. And there's lots of depths to it, I think. So sometimes picking up a towel is doing things that you might not really want to do, or things that aren't pleasant. Picking up a towel could be doing things that no one else sees. Doing the sacrificial part has been really easy because I've looked at it as an opportunity to worship God. And when you're in a place of worship, again, you're creating an opportunity for God to come and, impart something. So you're giving out this, love and devotion that's going out one way, and then you're creating the space for God to come in and, and fill you with his love and with his, devotion. So at any time when things became difficult or things became hard or frustrating, I knew that myself or even the team, that we were getting out of that place of worship. Every weekend and every day that we'd go into the cafe, we would just try to keep ourselves in that place of worship. The church has given me an amazing opportunity. The cafe is a towel that they've allowed me to pick up and use. I think the real blessing then is that God has allowed me to kind of also use that as a towel to help, other people. I really just am so grateful. The hard work, the stuff that happens behind the scenes is just, it's not hard work at all. Like it might seem like I'm giving 200%, but God's giving me another 100%. And I think that's what happens when you really pick up a towel and you give sacrificially. I've just tried, just in every little detail, just to give everything, that I can. Hi, I'm Nick. This is how I pick up a towel to worship, because at our church, everyone plays.